Most people think eating begins with hunger. The body needs energy. The stomach feels empty. The mind says, "It is time to eat." But in real life, we do not eat only because the body needs food. We eat because we are tired. We eat because we are stressed. We eat because we are bored. We eat because we are celebrating. We eat because food reminds us of home. We eat because something inside us feels unsettled, and food offers a moment of comfort. This is why food is never only about calories, ingredients, or discipline. Food is also emotional. It is psychological. It is social. It is cultural. It is connected to memory, habit, routine, reward, and identity. This is the beginning of our series, The Psychology of Food. And in this first episode, we are going to explore one simple but powerful truth. We eat for many reasons beyond hunger. Understanding that truth can change the way we see our eating habits. Because when people struggle with food, they often blame themselves too quickly. They say, "I have no willpower." They say, "I should be more disciplined." They say, "Why do I keep eating when I am not even hungry?" But the truth is, eating is not controlled by hunger alone. The human brain connects food with comfort, pleasure, safety, habit, and emotional relief. That means food often becomes a response to life, not just a response to hunger. Think about a stressful day. A person may come home feeling mentally drained. They may not be physically hungry in a deep way, but they want something. Something sweet, something salty, something warm, something familiar. The food becomes more than food. It becomes a pause. It becomes a reward. It becomes a small moment of control after a day that felt overwhelming. This does not mean the person is weak. It means the brain is looking for relief. Food is one of the fastest forms of relief available. It is accessible. It is familiar. It changes mood quickly. It gives the body and brain a signal of comfort. This is why emotional eating is so common. It is not always about greed. It is often about regulation. A person may be trying to calm stress, soften loneliness, escape boredom, reward effort, avoid sadness, or fill a silence they do not know how to sit with. The problem is not that food gives comfort. Food has always carried comfort. A warm meal can be deeply human. Sharing food can create belonging. A familiar dish can remind us of family, memory, culture, and care. The problem begins when food becomes the main way we handle every emotional state. If we are sad, we eat. If we are bored, we eat. If we are tired, we eat. If we feel empty, we eat. Over time, the body may not be asking for nourishment. The mind may be asking for comfort. And if we do not know the difference, we may keep feeding the wrong hunger. There is physical hunger, and there is emotional hunger. Physical hunger usually builds gradually. It can be satisfied by different kinds of food. It is connected to the body's need for nourishment. Emotional hunger often feels sudden. It may crave something very specific. It may come with urgency. It may appear after stress, conflict, loneliness, or fatigue. And even after eating, the emotional need may remain. This is why someone can feel full, but not satisfied. The stomach may have received food, but the heart is still carrying stress. The body may be fed, but the mind is still restless. That is an important distinction, because if the real need is rest, food may not solve it. If the real need is connection, food may not solve it. If the real need is emotional honesty, food may not solve it. If the real need is comfort, food may help briefly, but it may not address the deeper issue. This is not about shame. Shame does not help people build a healthier relationship with food. In fact, shame often makes the cycle worse. A person eats for comfort, then they feel guilty, then guilt creates stress, then stress creates another craving, and the cycle continues. A healthier approach begins with curiosity. Instead of asking, "What is wrong with me?" we can ask, "What am I really needing right now? Am I hungry, tired, stressed, lonely?" bored, or overwhelmed? Am I eating because my body needs food, or because my emotions need attention? This question is not meant to stop someone from eating. It is meant to create awareness, because awareness gives us a pause, and in that pause, we can make a more conscious choice. Sometimes the answer will still be food, and that is okay. There is nothing wrong with enjoying food. But sometimes the answer may be water, rest, movement, a conversation, a break from screens, or simply admitting, I am having a hard day. Another reason we eat beyond hunger is habit. Many eating patterns happen automatically. A snack while watching television, something sweet after dinner, eating quickly while working, finishing food because it is there, reaching for something when passing through the kitchen. These habits can become so familiar that we barely notice them. The brain loves patterns. When an action is repeated often enough, it becomes easier to do without thinking. This is helpful in many parts of life. But with food, automatic patterns can disconnect us from the body. We may eat because it is time, because the food is visible, because the routine is familiar, or because the environment cues us to eat, not because we are truly hungry. This is why changing eating habits is not only about discipline. It is also about changing awareness, routines, and surroundings. If a person always eats while distracted, they may not notice fullness. If snacks are always within reach, eating becomes automatic. If stress always leads to the same food, the brain learns that pattern. The goal is not to become strict or fearful around food. The goal is to become conscious, to notice the moment before the habit takes over, to ask, what is driving this? Hunger, emotion, routine, stress, memory, reward? That question alone can begin to change the relationship. Food also connects deeply with memory. A certain smell can bring back childhood. A certain meal can remind us of home. A certain taste can carry comfort from another time. This is why food can feel emotional even when we do not expect it. Food is part of our stories. It is connected to people we loved, places we lived, traditions we grew up with, and moments that shaped us. So when we talk about food, we are not talking only about eating. We are talking about meaning. This is why a healthier relationship with food cannot be built through harsh rules alone. Rules may control behavior for a while, but awareness changes the relationship. When we understand why we eat, we stop seeing food only as a problem to control. We begin to see it as a language. Sometimes food says, I need comfort. Sometimes it says, I need rest. Sometimes it says, I miss something. Sometimes it says, I am overwhelmed. Sometimes it says, I want to feel good for a moment. And when we learn to listen, we can respond more wisely. Not perfectly, but wisely. The goal is not to remove pleasure from food. The goal is to bring consciousness back into eating. To enjoy food without using it to hide from every feeling. To nourish the body without punishing the self. To notice emotional hunger without shame. To build habits that support life instead of controlling it. So, as we begin this series, let this be the foundation. We eat for many reasons beyond hunger. And until we understand those reasons, we may keep fighting food without understanding ourselves. Food is not only what we consume, it is part of how we cope, remember, celebrate, comfort, and connect. The more conscious we become, the more freedom we gain. In the next episode, we will look deeper at the hidden link between food and emotion, and why stress, sadness, loneliness, and comfort can shape eating more than we realize. If this video gave you something to reflect on, take a moment to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. And before you leave, ask yourself this: when I reach for food, what kind of hunger am I really trying to answer?